Welcome back to my channel. Okay, this is a video for the Virtual Homeschool Co-op and it is assignment number 4. And the question is, do you use standardized testing? Okay, so I'm going to try to make this short and not rambly, if that's possible. Let's see. Do we use standardized testing? At this point, no. Later on, maybe. Okay, are we required to? No. Under the option we choose, there are two options. The first one is home study, and there are more requirements to that one. And typically people do it like in their last 2 years of high school when they're going to graduate a homeschooler. So the option we're under is like the private school option, and it's basically do 180 days and use a curriculum that's comparable to what kids in public school are doing, and you're good. So no, we're not required to at this point under the option we choose. So why use a standardized test? For me, it would be for curiosity's sake, just to see where my student falls in comparison with his peers across the nation. And also probably as somewhat of an accountability measure, just to know that we are getting in him what he needs, or them what they need to know. So yeah, that's why I would use one. I would say why we're not doing it right now is because at this point there's not enough motivation level in my little first grader. I don't think that his performance would be accurate with what he can do, just because he is not easy to motivate, and I don't think he'd be real motivated by a standardized test, like at all. So I kind of think at this point it would be a little bit of a waste of time for him, because I don't think it would truly show what he can do. Okay, so what test would we use? It would probably be the CAT test, the California Achievement Test, or the Iowa test. And I do have some history with the Iowa test just because I've administered that one like 6 times, 6 years in a row. When I was in the public school as a speech pathologist, I was a test administrator for the special needs population. So I do have that experience. So I mean, I kind of feel like I at least know what that one's about, kind of thing. And the CAT test, I've just heard from other homeschool friends that I have that they've really have used it and it wasn't so bad to give and that kind of thing. So one of those two probably. Okay, so how is a standardized test helpful? I feel like it can be a great tool. It's great for a family who just wants to know where are our children's strengths, where are their weaknesses, what have we not covered that maybe we need to cover, kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's a good idea. And also, I have to say that motivation is a factor. It's a big factor. And I'm actually going to share a story, like just a personal story at the end of this video about that. And I'll just say right here that I feel like for me, my first grader this year has not been a very motivated student. I wouldn't waste the time and money on a standardized test at this point, just because I don't feel like I will be able to get out of him what he really knows. We have days where math takes 15 minutes. And we do spiral math. So like it can be a week later or a day later, really. It's very rare when he will do that. But it shows those brief glimpses I get. He shows me he can totally do this. Most days it takes much longer. He's just not motivated. So if I put him in a situation where it's a timed test and his motivation is not there, it's not going to show me what I need to know about his skill level. So anyway, I think that answers all the questions. And so if you're not interested in hearing my little story coming up next, then I'll see you later. And thanks for watching. Give me some love. And if you want to hear a little bit more, stick around. Thanks. Okay, so you stuck around. Well, you're sweet. Okay, I just wanted to really quickly share with you my taking the ACT experience. And it speaks to two things: motivation of the student and areas of weakness. Okay, so when I was in 11th grade, I took the ACT. I was not motivated because I did not plan to go to college at all. Like, that was not a blip on my radar. So this is how I took it, okay? And I'll just tell you what my issues were. Reading speed, very poor. Reading comprehension, very poor. So I could either read fast and not comprehend. It'd be more like read fast and not comprehend. Or I could read at a pace comfortable for me, but I could not finish all of the reading that I needed to do for that test. So, like I said, my motivation was low. And really my test prep was pretty low also. The only thing I got out of test prep was, if you don't know the answer, B or C are good choices because those are like statistically higher, a higher number of those are on the test. Well, I put that one right in the back of my mind. And when we got to the math portion, if you've watched any of my videos recently, you know that, yeah, I'm mathematically challenged and it's no joke. So, and I'm going to link my little video about that. But yeah, my math portion, I seriously did the whole entire test. B, C, B, C, B, C. That was my highest score on the ACT. So my level of confidence in standardized testing at that point, and thinking back to that, is pretty low. I'm like, wow, I totally should have done the whole test that way. Since then, I have to say, motivation makes a big difference, because I did go on to college when Prince Charming didn't show up and marry me right out of high school, you know. I ended up going to college, and I had to take the college entrance exam, and I passed that. I had to take the GRE to get into graduate school, passed it. And I had to take my praxis at the end of graduate school, and I passed that too. I'm just thankful that it worked out that way. So anyway, that is my standardized testing little tidbit of information. Consider the motivation of your student. It makes a difference. And thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, you get 2 thumbs up. And if you like this video, give it some love. Thanks. Bye. You get like a gold star for that. Back up. Okay.